Ooh, it's coming down. I just rubbed snot on my own head.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and you're watching Hot Ones. It's a show with hot questions and even hotter wings. And today I'm joined by Kyle Kinane. You can catch him on the road. He has a special, Kyle Kinane Loose in Chicago. And as a Chicago guy and a man who loves his hot sauce, I feel like this face-to-face meeting, it's long overdue. Kyle, welcome to the show.
Well, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
How are you with hot food?
I love it, man. I think there's an addictive property that gets me really going.
And before we get it going, the wings, they probably look a little bit strange, and that's because, Kyle, we're going vegan wings for you today. I'm going vegan right along with you. You ready to get going?
Absolutely.
All right, so this first one is sriracha. Sriracha's no big deal.
They made chicken fingers vegetarian, but that made them look like human fingers.
So I want to start by taking it all the way back to your formative years in DuPage County, because I spent a lot of Friday nights in high school taking the trek down I-90 to go to shows at the Fireside Bowl.
No kidding?
For the unenlightened, can you explain what the Fireside Bowl is? What is the Fireside?
It was this rundown bowling alley, and then had just a stage, a haphazard stage. Mm-hmm. I think Chicago was unique in a way that it wasn't super violent. If you were, kids were dancing and moshing. Once I did get punched by a guy who was angry. I bumped into him at a ska show. Because I guess you're not supposed to mosh to ska. I wasn't. I just got bumped into him, and he just held me and punched me in the stomach and said, "You don't mosh to ska." I was like, "But," I realized an explanation wasn't going to serve him at all. Classic stuff.
So I want to talk to you about the supernatural, because it seems to be a big time for the supernatural, and as somebody who hosts a podcast on the topic, you know that better than anybody.
Yeah, I've always been fascinated with it. Do I believe in it? It's a case-by-case basis. I'm very picky about which stories I choose to believe, but I think having the hope and the imagination that it might be out there, it's a more pleasant way to exist than walking around thinking you know all the answers and all the science. Like, it's real cool. Ghosts don't exist. God's not real. Wow, must be a blast at parties. I like this one. You see this one at the good Mexican restaurants.
So if it were up to me, I would just wax poetic with you about Chicago until we ran out of wings, but we don't have that kind of time, and I'm supposed to cover more ground, so I'll concentrate it all into this wing. Okay?
Blast me with them.
What's your go-to Portillo's order?
Oh man, jumbo chili dog with everything, and one regular with everything.
Gino's East or Lou Malnati's?
Oh man, I don't even fuck with that deep dish stuff.
I love it. I love this.
It's
Where's
good.
this going?
It's a bucket of cheese. It's great, but I'll take hot dogs. The pizza argument falls flat on me.
What's the best bar to get blackout drunk in after a Cubs game?
I think just Wrigleyville in total is its own bar, strung together by small walks between establishments. But I would say the formerly Ginger Man Tavern, now the G-Man Tavern. Big hello to Brendan Kelly, my friend, excellent musician and bartender there on Monday nights.
Best drunk eats, are you going with Al's Italian Beef or are you going with the Wiener Circle?
I'll be honest, I only went to Wiener Circle one time, and I was like, oh, this is a place where they yell at you, and I wound up having a gun pulled on me. Well, it was pulled on everybody in the establishment. I'm like, this is a bit much for roughhousing, when I think I was in the middle of like a gang fight.
That was not worth the cheese fries.
No, I don't remember the meal at all. I just remember firearms being drawn and a guy with a knife. Oh, it's got a cat on the bottle? Or a wolf? Well, that's a wolf. Okay.
The Netflix series Love opens with what I would say is an impressively graphic sex scene.
Yeah.
What is that experience like? What is that process like?
Basically, put your dick and balls into this gift bag for wine bottles, which just looked like some sort of gopher trap. It was just a bag with a cinch on it, which they don't work. It's just like, all right, let's hope nope, it fell off again. Sorry, everyone. Fortunately, Gillian Jacobs, who was in the scene with me, is a consummate professional. Like, as soon as we'd be done, there'd be a woman like right there with a robe, and after a few takes, like I was feeling silly, and I was kind of like doing a little bullfight thing with her, like, ha, Toro, and that was probably probably not professional, probably why I'm not in season 2. But yeah, I mean, it was a weird way to find out that my mom actually had a Netflix password.
So your mom stumbled across that organically and then had
to
call your phone?
Yeah, that was way more awkward than the actual scene. Oh, that's a little sweet.
All right, so the next part of the show is called Explain That Gram. We do a deep dive on our guest's Instagram. We pull interesting pictures that need more context.
Oh boy.
So I've pulled a handful of Kyle Kinane IG pics. I'll just show them to you and you give me the bigger story. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right, laptop please. Looks like you're what, getting a ticket at Wrigley Field?
I only had a little bit left. Yeah, that is me getting a ticket in front of a Cubs game last 75 week, 2 years ago. I was having beer, and then the doors were just open after the game, and Chicago's finest stopped me. I mean, we caught a cop in a rare moment where he's not shooting somebody.
It's a heartwarming picture, really.
Yeah, look at him not just shooting an unarmed team.
So believe it or not, this is actually our second Fruit Loops bath on Explain That Gram. Shout out to Bobby Lee. He once took a Fruit Loops bath too. Can you talk to me about what's going on here?
This was, my friends were doing a sketch that never aired, and like, again, I think like I get called to be the go-to guy with some partial nudity and no body shame. Shout out to that cause. Nobody should be body shamed. Look at that. You'd be proud of having a couple of little hairy B cups and god-awful tattoos.
I think you look great, Kyle.
Thank you.
This is an interesting picture. It's you with a bottle of Cholula.
Yeah.
And it took on a life of its own after you posted it.
Yeah.
And I have to think that kind of took you by surprise.
You know, people just desperate for things to go viral. And I was like, oh, it's Cholula. I was just eating it. I was shirtlessly eating some food. I'm like, oh, this will be funny, and it failed. One of these, we take everybody else's shit, Instagrams, what do they call them, aggregators?
Yeah.
Great people, necessary to the world. One of these aggregator sites got a hold of it, and so now still every week there's still somebody just like, LMFAO, this is totally me, trying to use it. I'm like, all right.
Now that we're in the back nine, I think it's important that we acknowledge that we're eating vegan wings today for Kyle Kinane, and that might surprise some Uncle Barbecue fans. Is that a product of moving to LA? Is that a product of turning 40?
I was already kind of toying with vegetarianism. Like I was getting to the point where like I realized it was more like how nonchalantly I would eat meat. If you take the 5 freeway from LA to San Francisco, you'll go by a very large cattle ranch, and you'll just see that the hills are black with cow shit, and they smell, and they're all crammed in. And then I would just like get to San Francisco and go to Burger King and not think anything twice about that. And so it got to me a little bit. So yeah, I'm trying. I'm not committed to it. I don't have any righteous beliefs. For me personally, it was the way I wanted to go with my life. Also, the gout thing, if I eat too much meat, I can't walk, and that sucks.
Caught up with you a little bit, Kyle.
So listen, let's not act like I didn't put my time in. I mean, this is the part where in the YouTube comments, everybody can call me a pussy, and that's fine, because that's what you're supposed to do when you comment on YouTube videos.
So this is Zombie Apocalypse. And Kyle, I'd say this, you're a hot sauce guy. I expected you to be fine. Here's your first real test.
Well, we're gonna get into it, okay. Zombie Apocalypse, yeah, that one's got it right in there.
All right, so last season we had TPain on, and he has some crazy food theories and food hot takes, but you make him look like nothing. You've got the hottest.
Now I'm taking down TPain. Yeah, everybody.
You're taking down TPain. So what we want to do with you is what we did with him, which is bring out some of his more controversial food tweets, present them to him, and then maybe you can explain what set you off. Explain more than the 140 characters will allow, okay?
Okay.
All right, so this first one is about salsa, and I think it's a brilliant point. We've been eating salsa for years, and nobody's thought to make the jar wider instead of taller so you can get the chips in there easier. Dumb. Talk to me about that.
I'm basically like an ethical pharmaceutical company. I could be making $1 million off these ideas if I was just quiet about it and implemented them. But instead, let's put it out in the world for free. Salsa companies, how about a big old tub? Like a little tiny pool for the chip to go from one side to the other. Boom, you're getting every last bite out of there. It's just common sense.
All right, next one. Miracle Whip label says it's salad dressing. If I saw someone put Miracle Whip on a salad, I'd call the cops.
I love Miracle Whip too, which is a controversial opinion. A lot of people have a problem with mayonnaise, and then the people that are all right with mayonnaise have a problem with Miracle Whip. Like, what? Just like what do you sleep with the lights on? Come on. It's zesty mayonnaise. And in no way at all should it come near a salad.
Kyle, not trying to blow too much smoke up your ass, but I think this is one of your better observations. Anthony Bourdain got all his tattoos done within 8 months of each other like a new Suicide Girl.
I don't even know if it's true. I just thought it was a funny joke. And then, like, I got a couple Bourdain heads out there, like, he's been getting them on his travels for the past 7 years. So I remember watching his show, and he got, like, one on his arm. And now I saw him, now his, like, whole thing's covered in them. Like, all right, Anthony, we get it. You did heroin. I could see how this could harm a child. I could see how this could hurt a
Couple
child.
adults sweating from the face over here. Yeah, the bomb's brutal.
Why do I keep eating? Yeah. Like it's not real fun anymore.
You got a show tonight?
Yeah, I got 2. Just rolling out to do 2 sets tonight. Chock full of sweats, diarrhea, wearing my titty shirt. The thing today, I was wondering why my career was plateauing. Where's Kyle? He's in the bathroom still. Let's go put somebody else on. Hold on, first sip of milk I'm gonna take on this one.
Go for it. Let the record show. Great run, Kyle. So as a stand-up,
That one's in the brain.
some of the greatest barfly stories out there. I'm not gonna make you tell any of them on the bomb hot sauce. For the YouTube audience out there, you can go down that rabbit hole all day long. But as somebody with such a deep fondness for dive bars, I do wonder, what separates a good one from a bad one?
I like shitholes, not prefabricated shitholes. Just something where, like, there's a wonderful bar in LA called the Drawing Room, where if you go during the day, I'd been going there for years, and finally during the day the door opened up and I looked down, I was like, wait a minute, there's carpet in here. And it's just because it would shine. And carpet shouldn't shine, but it'd just been so much crap and filth stomped into it. Like, I know that's not a good thing, like that's not a great review of a bar, but like,
It kinda is though.
but that's a bar that's like,
It's a beaten
you
path.
came here to have drinks. We want you to have drinks. You want to sing with the songs too loud or play plastic darts, get a little loose in the mouth, yell about how you almost got shot at a hot dog place in Chicago. This is the place to do it. It's pretty hot.
I was gonna ask you how you think, what you think of it.
It's hot, but you also have to think that now you're going Bozo Buckets.
Yep.
Difficulty.
Yep.
From that. Has anybody else made the Bozo Buckets comparison?
No, you're the first one,
See?
Kyle, breaking ground here.
Good. Sometimes I think I'm a hack, and then once in a while you fucking stumble onto a gem. It's hot on the lips.
So we've touched on it a little bit, but I want to talk to you about Twitter for a second, because you once wrote,
Let's talk about Twitter.
as a comedian, I feel obligated to show up on social media like it's my fucking shift at Arby's. I hate this shit. Which is something I think a lot of people can relate to.
Me having come at it later, like, all right, I guess I'm shooting myself in the foot if I don't participate in it, but so much of it is just so masturbatory. Like, comedians on Instagram are fucking worthless. And then the arguing and the political just badgering and just impotent whining about stuff. It's like, fuck this whole thing that I have to be a part of. So, anyway, it's at Kyle Kinane on Twitter, at Kyle Kinane on Instagram.
Do you ever really seriously think about deleting it all?
Oh, I would take Twitter off my phone every once when I realized I started arguing with trolls. Like, what happened to shame? What happened to the point where if somebody's like, so-and-so thinks you were an asshole last night, you're like, oh, what did I say? I don't think I'm an asshole. I don't want to be an asshole. And that's how I was brought up. You don't want to be an asshole. And now everybody's like, yeah, I'm an asshole. deal with it. No, I shouldn't have to deal with it. You're part of society. Be a decent person. Otherwise, fucking walk into traffic. Oh, hot sauce got me angry. I like it's called Mega Death Sauce, but who made it? Blair. You ready for it?
I'm always ready for it. This is Blair's Mega Death Sauce with Liquid Rage. It's tradition around here to put a little dab on the last one. You don't have to if you don't want to, Kyle. Look at you. Oh, you want me to put it on? There you go.
Yeah, well.
That's probably good. This has been kind of a runny tap lately. Had some.
I mean, the joke's right there, but the people at home can put the running tap joke in it. I'm a professional. I've already made a lot of diarrhea jokes. Here's to the greater
Cheers,
Chicagoland area. Get it on the tongue. Probably a dumb move. No, it's coming, isn't it? I would say it's all-encompassingly warm. Mm-hmm. But not unpleasant.
You're a Blair's Mega Death Sauce fan. I respect the hell out of it.
I'm trying to get it around in there. I'm not trying to be a tough guy or anything, but I had a hard time with the Mad Dog. Maybe I got like a thing without a pepper on it.
Go ahead and go for it. But I would say this, you're Kyle, you shouldn't shy away from the fact that you are a little bit of a hot sauce hero.
Yeah. Well, let's not be stupid.
Yeah. And you shouldn't have to apologize for that either.
I got to apologize for everything else. Why not this? I'm sweating. I dig it.
You're into it. I love this.
I feel it's very, very hot, but I would put it over here.
Kyle, respect.
I would put it there.
The bomb a little bit tougher for you.
Yeah. Ooh. Now I won. Now it's in the windpipe.
It's a tough place for it to be.
Every time I talk a big game, and it's a real dumbass. But it's still good though. Like I feel good. It says feel alive. I feel alive.
I love
this label fulfilled its promises.
As we've touched on already, you're a cult hero. You're a comedian's comedian. But some people might not know that you're that voice on Comedy Central. I think now there's a lot of light bulbs going off with our fans who are like, I've been wondering where that voice is coming from. So I want to challenge you on Blair's Mega Death Sauce with Liquid Rage. Now that you know a little bit about the show, to give us a promo that Hot Ones has always dreamed of.
Well, the trick is, this is how I got my professional voice, was through years of abuse.
Lots of city miles.
Throw some generic brand cigarettes and cheap beer on top of it, and this is where you get there.
Yeah.
Camera one.
Do the hyper close right there. I love that one.
You guys didn't have numbers. And I confused everybody. Where am I? Camera one? I don't know. I'll split the difference, so it's a terrible shot for both of you guys. This is why I only do voiceover and not in-person stuff. Yes! Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Check out Hot Ones, the show with hot questions and even hotter wings.
Wow, the way that hit my ears, it was so perfect. Kyle, you made it through. You gave us a plug. It was amazing. And I think that it's only fair that we return the favor. This camera, that camera, or that camera, let the people know what you have going on in your life.
I don't have much. They asked me 2 days ago, I had the evening free to come eat hot sauce for free.
I respect
That's how much is going on in my life. No offense, Sean. I wish my calendar was more full. I also jumped at the chance because I knew I'd get a meal. I got comedy specials out. They're online somewhere. I usually go with a Google search because I don't know where they are. Look up Kyle Kinane in Google, and if there's a way that you can give me money, go for it. I think it's a decent product. I mean, I'll back it up. And he's just like a big guy, like that's. Oh no! Ha! Outtakes. Everybody all right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
What fell? A light?
No.
It's Hot One's life.
Hey, what's going on, Hot Ones fans? If you liked the video, maybe meet us halfway. Throw us a subscribe. If you didn't like the video, don't subscribe. I don't want you. I don't want you in the tent. But if you liked the video, subscribe. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. I love you. More than a friend.